eating enough calories, you're not burning that many calories. Let's break it down. I see this so often. You guys are trying to survive on minimal calories. Some of you are even fasting, and you think it's going to help you lose body fat. And the reality is it's doing the opposite. The longer you stay at lower calories, the lower your metabolism is. Your body will literally acclimate to a lower level of calories. This means your BMR will literally get lower. The opposite is true when we lift weights, when we eat enough.
So your BMR will drop when on low calories, but that's not really the reason why your weight loss will plateau. So let me explain. First and foremost, I totally respect what she is trying to say here, and I am actually 100% with her on this, but I just want to clarify a few things to avoid confusion. So first and foremost, your metabolism will slow down when you diet. And that is natural. It's an unavoidable process known as metabolic adaptation. But please remember, your metabolism is not just one thing. It's not an organ or a black box that slows down its function when you are on low calories. And a lot of people think your thyroid is your metabolism. It's not. Your metabolism is actually made up of a few biological processes. And let's run through them. So BMR, your basal metabolic rate, or resting metabolic rate, as some people call it. The next one is NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis. The next one is, which you all know, EAT, exercise activity thermogenesis, which is basically your training. You then have TEF, which is thermic effect of food. So how many calories your body takes to digest food. The only one of these that won't really take a hit during a dieting phase is EAT, which is exercise activity thermogenesis. This actually normally increases. So your BMR will take a slight hit when you diet, but this will only happen if you lose weight, which of course is the main goal when dieting. If you are a smaller human, you will require less calories. So what impacts your BMR? Well, as I said before, the main thing is your size as a human being. Those of you who are, well, let's just say larger than the average human often complain about having a slow metabolism, when in actual fact, you most likely have a faster metabolism than your not so wobbly counterpart, as you have more mass to move around. The same also applies to those vertically challenged humans. So if you are dieting and losing mass, you are now a smaller human and you will require less calories. And that accounts for the drop in BMR. The biggest impact to a drop in metabolism when on low calories is a big reduction in NEAT, which is, as I said, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. NEAT is all the movements you do during the day and night that is not exercise. Fidgeting, playing with yourself, household chores, walking up the stairs because you chose not to take the lift, walking that 100 meters to the shops instead of getting your fat ass in the car and driving, things like this. So when you diet and you are on low calories, you fidget less. You're less inclined to play with yourself. Steady. You pay the kids to do the household chores and take a prime seat on the sofa instead. You take the lift as you're physically exhausted, and you take your not so fat ass in the car because the thought of walking 100 meters is mentally challenging enough. The absolute sweet spot is being able to maintain a calorie deficit that will elicit continuous weight loss, but not so low that you end up negating that deficit by doing fuck all else and training like absolute shite. There you have it. Metabolism in a nutshell. So if you want to hear me chat more about the best ways to lose weight, I strongly advise you to give me a follow. And also tag a mate in the comments who needs to hear this. But for now, from me, you are more than welcome.